While the Senate begins their session and we wait to hear from the governor on his State of the State address, I would normally at this point in time say, welcome back. But I have to honestly say I don't feel like we really ever left. When I mentioned earlier the 118th start of session, I figured was that since the beginning of last session last year. But, these have certainly been some extraordinary times. And I want to thank you for your patience and your dedication and your service to this institution and to your constituents and the folks of this state. These were not the kinds of sessions I would have chosen for us, but your firm commitment to doing what we know is right, no matter the cost, has given me great confidence in the future of this House. I would especially like to thank our families for their love and support. As Speaker Pro Tem Hudson introduced my wife earlier, Kristen is here with me today. And Kristen, I want to thank you for the sacrifices that you and Carly and Kennedy have made while I've been gone. And it's been a challenge. It's been a long year and certainly been a challenging, past several years. But thank you for all that you've done at home. I look forward to being back soon, and I love you. On behalf of all members to our families, while we've been away from home more than usual this past year and missed many moments, like myself with my kids, whether it be cheerleading or dance or gymnastics or tennis or whatever else it is that they do in their lives, many of y'all missed first words or first steps. And, we need to understand that our service is for you. Our service is for all of Florida's families. It's because of you that we're here, standing on our principles, fighting for a brighter future. A future with unlimited opportunity for our kids and our grandkids to achieve their full potential. And as we've seen, fighting to secure that future is hard. Standing up for our principles can be controversial and can certainly be difficult. Members, over the last year, we were faced with numerous challenges, from the federal government that tried to coerce us to expand Obamacare to unbridled judicial activism. Though the challenges we face change over time, our commitment to the core principles we stand on to navigate complex problems should not. The Medicaid expansion debate was one of the most difficult and tenacious that any of us have been a part of or maybe ever be a part of. I was struck by how firmly held the views were on this issue, whether you were for it or against it, and how everyone in this chamber had a strong opinion informed by the principles that motivate each and every one of us. Members, as you know, my family has been deeply rooted in this great state, both figuratively and literally, for over 150 years. I was deeply moved by the gift that you presented to me when I became your speaker, a gavel made from the very orange wood of one of my family's original groves. Those trees still stand strong today and have been there since well before I was born. And some, even today, remain upright sentinels of that land. They survive and they thrive despite harsh conditions, whether flood, freeze, hurricane, or what we're challenged with today, disease. Throughout history, members, trees and their roots have been used to describe human behavior time and time again. In fact, we can go back to biblical times and look at Psalm 1, where it speaks of the difference between deep-rooted trees and chaff that is carried in the whims of the wind. Members, I am proud of the way that you stood firm on your principles throughout the first half of our term. Whether you were here for or against the cornerstone issues that have come before this House, you followed your beliefs and conducted yourselves professionally and cordially with dignity and respect towards one another and this institution. Members, it reminds me of those very trees. And so, As a token of my appreciation and a reminder to finish strong, I have a gift for each of you. It is sitting on your desk. It is a pen made from that very same orange wood that made that gavel from my family's grove. If you'll notice, each and every one of them is different in its own way. Different grain, different makeup, just like each and every one of us in this chamber. May it be a daily reminder that on matters of principle, we stand firm. We should be proud of this house for leading and standing on principle. That is what we are elected to do. That is what we said we would do. That is what we have done. And that is what we will continue to do. Yet, we must not confuse our principles with our preferences. For if we simply insist on an our way or a highway approach, we will fail the people of this great state. Our challenge is to sort out the differences, to put away pride, and to find real solutions. And so, on matters of preference, we will work together, just like we did last year when we passed an over $400 million tax cut package, just like we did last year when we balanced a budget and provided for record education funding, just like we did last year when we reduced testing in our schools around the state, just like we did last year when we passed local pension reform and we empowered Florida families and strengthened them by promoting adoptions. Members, as we look ahead over the next 60 days, I want us to double down. We will do that first by finishing what we started. By the end of this week, the House and Senate will pass 3 important bills that were part of last year's work plan. We will pass Chair Caldwell's comprehensive water bill. As you've heard me say time and time again, water is the most precious resource we have. Without a clean, abundant access to water, we have no agriculture. We have no food. We have no recreation. We have no way of living life as we know it. Members, we look no further than California to recognize and see the cost of not having a smart, science-based approach to water policy. California is experiencing one of the worst droughts in its state's history, and it's facing critical water supply problems today. California's drought has had a significant impact on its economy and on its way of life. Just over the last 2 years, California's agricultural industry has lost billions of dollars and thousands of jobs. In an industry that's considered to be a pillar of their economy, they went without planting over 500,000 acres of property last year in agriculture. Members, we simply cannot afford that here in Florida. However, we also face quality challenges from Lake Okeechobee to the Indian River Lagoon to Apalachicola Bay. And we face a rapidly increasing population that is expected to require an additional 1.3 billion gallons of water a day by the year 2030. By passing this water policy bill, we can take a comprehensive approach towards addressing Florida's water challenges today before they become a crisis in the future. Second, members will pass a bill to expand educational options for students in schools. Chair Fresen's bill will allow persons with disabilities to get a meaningful college education, create safer, more focused learning environments in schools by incenting districts to adopt uniform policies, and expand the personal learning scholarship account program so families and students with disabilities can provide their children with a more customized education that better meets their unique needs. Third, members, we will pass President Gardner's priority bill to strengthen pathways to economic independence for persons with disabilities. The bill promotes financial literacy, recognizes employers who hire and support the disabled, and makes our state, the state of Florida, a model employer for persons with disabilities. Members, these are 3 bipartisan bills we can all be proud to support and to deliver to this great state. Of course, those bills are only a fraction of the work that we will work on this session. We will continue to have a member-driven process, and I look forward to working with each and every one of you on the goals that you have set forth and help you achieve them this year. Members, as we begin this session, think about the Florida we want to leave our kids. Think about the legacy that we want our work to look like. Many of the issues before us will have a significant, lasting impact on Floridians. They present us the ability to create a legacy of opportunity for Florida families. We can create this opportunity for families by protecting our natural resources and empowering people with the tools they need for success. By improving the health of our natural resources, we create an opportunity for Florida's economy and families to grow. In addition to Chair Caldwell's comprehensive water policy bill, Chair Harrell has filed the Legacy Florida bill. It will create a dedicated funding source to finally finish the decades-long restoration of the Florida Everglades. By completing this task, we will protect this incredible river of grass and help secure water resources needed to sustain South Florida's population and future growth. Our budget will also continue to comply with Amendment 1 and direct substantial funding towards environmental preservation. Members, there are many ways we can empower individuals with more opportunity, from a strong economy to a quality education to access to health care and a secure retirement. And nothing is more important to empower people than work. A strong economy is the baseline for opportunity and allows every Floridian who wants a job the opportunity to find one. We've worked together with Governor Scott to create a better business climate here in Florida, and Florida has had a dramatic economic turnaround. Our state is now a national leader in job creation, with over 1 million new jobs created in the last 5 years. We can keep our economy growing by continuing to lower taxes. We all benefit when taxpayers can keep their hard-earned money. Should our current estimates hold, this year, Chair Gates will unveil a historic $1 billion tax cut package. This tax cut package will lower taxes for all Floridians. This will allow businesses to hire more workers and give families meaningful relief so that they can reinvest into our economy. We can also keep our economy growing by embracing new technologies and tearing down old barriers that suffocate competition. Let's put the free market to work for Florida's families. Let's cut red tape. Let's create forward-looking, predictable regulatory frameworks to give companies like Uber and Lyft and other disruptive technologies their day in the sun. Florida should be a state where our regulations welcome innovation, not discourage people from finding new and better ways of doing things. If people in Orlando or Miami or Tallahassee want Chair Workman to be their Uber driver, then they should be given that freedom to have him be their Uber driver. In addition to growing our economy, having quality education options for preschool through postgraduate school are essential to creating opportunities for Floridians. Chair Workman's shaking his head at me right now. From helping struggling students read on grade level and expanding school choice options, to making college more affordable and expanding vocational education, and ensuring our colleges and universities are helping students find jobs after graduation, and creating an emerging preeminence designation so more of our universities can become national leaders in academics and research. We will tackle a broad range of education reforms at every level to provide our students with a first-rate education that equips them for success in life. Of course, the opportunity afforded to someone from a job and a good education is limited if they become sick and cannot access quality, affordable care. We need to renew our efforts to attack cost drivers and eliminate barriers to health care. Chair Oliva's Select Committee on Affordable Health Care Access is looking at innovative ways to do just that, whether it be direct primary care services, certificate of need repeal, telemedicine, or allowing advanced registered nurse practitioners to prescribe certain medications. These are just a few ways that we can improve Florida's healthcare system. In addition, I believe the time has come for us to remove the 5-year waiting period for kid care for lawfully residing immigrant children. These children and their parents have followed our laws and should be able to access the same services as many Florida families can. This legislature has acted with similar compassion in recent years, and I ask for your full support of Chair Diaz's good bill. Lastly, a secure retirement is essential for opportunity to flourish. It is my hope that this is the year we can finally find common ground with the Senate and pass pension reform. Since our state's pension system was established, the way that we work has changed. People used to stay on their job their entire careers. Members, we all know that is not the reality today. We need to make our pension system portable and match today's reality. Doing so will let families make the employment choices that are best for them and maintain the financial health of Florida's retirement system. A secure retirement system means Florida won't experience the pension shortfalls going on around this country. A secure retirement system means Florida retirees won't have the opportunity or the detriment to see their benefits cut, and citizens won't see their taxes raised to support a failing system. This is a brief glimpse at several bills that will expand access to opportunity for Florida's families over this year. There are many bills worthy of consideration. I look forward to seeing those bills come to this floor for a final vote. As I said, member-driven process will bring bills to this vote, to a final vote on this floor. Members, issues such as the ratification of the new Seminole Compact will no doubt inspire great debate this year. Whatever side of the compact, or for that matter, any other issue that you stand on, remember to stand on your principles, because when you vote, the decisions you make today will impact families for years and generations to come. Members, I began my remarks explaining why we miss so many moments with our families to be in this house. We are now in the second and final half of our legislative term. Members, let's make our time during this session count. Let's stand firm. Let's fight for what we believe in. Let's serve with principle and with courage. And let's work hard so that when we sunny die in 57 days, oh, that was last year. When we sunny die in 60 days and see our families again, we can tell them we left them a stronger Florida. A Florida where we have the opportunity to make any of their dreams come true. Thank you.